Hello, my beautiful sisters. I have a word of encouragement for you today. I am in John 8:12, and I'm also going to be referencing Psalm 139, 11 through 12. So in John 8:12, it says, Jesus spoke to them again, I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will never walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life. Now I'm going to read Psalm 139. 11 to 12. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light around me will be night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night shines like the day, darkness and light are alike to you. Psalm 139 is reminding us that God is omnipresent and he is and everywhere all the time. Even in darkness, he's there. There's nothing that can overpower the light of God. So I just want to let you know that. And then here in John 8, I just love that there's no condemnation in Jesus, okay? So here we are in John 8:12 when Jesus was at the temple of the courts. He was given his teaching, and the Pharisees were rebuking what he was saying, challenging him about law. You know, there's an adulterous woman here who could have been stoned to death, and she is basically outing herself. You know, this woman was caught in an adulterous act. So she came to the temple of the courts, basically doing their ceremonial thing. Hi, my name, and I was just caught in this adulterous relationship. And it's just like, how shameful of an act of the Pharisees, and how they went about condemning people and having to make up for the sin, the ritualistic acts as far as washing and cleansing and praying. And here you have Jesus that was at the temple of the courts at the time, given his teaching, and seeing this woman. And there's no condemnation in Jesus. So here is an adulterous woman, and Jesus is just like, basically, stop sinning, follow me, he said, follow me. I am the light. And when you walk with the light and you follow Jesus, when you follow me, when you follow Jesus, you're walking in light, and you don't have to walk in darkness. You don't have to no longer have these sins of, such heavy burdens and like being held in captivity. You know what I mean? Here Jesus is saying, I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will never walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life. Even walking in the darkness, you will have the light of life. You don't have to live your life like this no more, honey. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you don't have to live your life like this, girl. Stop sinning and follow me. And that's what he's telling the Pharisees. He's like rebuking they're trying to rebuke him, like, hey, this is what it said back then, and this is what the law says. But also, this is Jesus again, because I just want to remind you, ladies, that Jesus is the same God in the Old Testament that he is in the New Testament, okay? And when they're talking about this lamp, because that adulterous woman went to the temple of the courts, this was during the time of the festivals, and a ceremonial act of like lighting the lamp. Here I am, I committed a crime. And here he is signifying at that time that this woman is at the temple of the courts, lighting her lamp. Here's Jesus making such a signifying act, a symbolic act, that he is the true light. And he's also like talking about when the Israelites were led through the wilderness with Moses. Here they are out there in the wilderness with their light for 40 years. Even in the darkness, you have light, and you are not alone, and you are not in that fight or in that darkness alone. You have the light of the Lord. You have the light of Jesus. You have the sword of the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? bang, bang, devil, down. Do not fear anything because you are with Jesus. You are with God. When you follow Jesus Christ, there's this light that is just like shining off of you that no matter where you go, no matter where you go, this is just beaming off of you. When you're walking in righteousness and you're walking in holiness, oh, honey, it shows, okay? It shows. And it shows in the darkness because there is no dark that is going to overshadow what the Lord has for you and what he's doing for you. So I just wanted to remind you that no matter where you are in your walk, walking in darkness, walking in McDonald's, walking on a street corner to do outreach, no matter where you are in your homes, you have this light that is so bright that it is life and it is truth. And I just want to remind you of that. And Jesus is reminding these Pharisees, teaching these people at the temple of the courts, that he is the light. And anyone who follows him doesn't have to walk in darkness again. There's no condemnation in Jesus Christ. Amen. And I just want to say, no matter where you are in your walk, continue to keep following Jesus and holding your light, honey. Have a good day, my sisters.